Hello and welcome to Growing Together Westcliff. I'm on the vegetable plot this afternoon and we're going to have a look around here and do a few little jobs. It is, as you might hear, it's getting quite noisy with the traffic in the background, but I hope you'll be able to hear me. Okay? So it's actually a really warm and quite a muggy afternoon, and I'm getting very sticky working out here, but I hope you're all at home somewhere nice and cool. So what we've got here is we've got some lovely potatoes that have been growing, and I planted these. And so if you are, say hello if you're joining me. These are Desiree potatoes that were planted on the 16th of April. So that's just well over a month ago now. And if you could look now, see the plants are getting quite tall now. And when they get to sort of about 23 centimetres high, or about 9 inches, what we need to do is draw the soil up on each side. Yeah, and the reason why we do that, because what would happen if we don't draw the soil up on each side, the potatoes that grow will get exposed to the light, and then they'll go green, and green potatoes are poisonous, so that's not really something we want, is it? So what you do first, so at either side, before you draw the soil up, what you want to do is actually sort of weed it a little bit. So that's what I'm just doing here. Just got my hoe out and I'm just weeding it a little bit and remove any weeds, especially sort of perennial weeds. You don't want those sort of coming through. And then what I'll do is get a rake, and that will help break down the lumps, because when you draw the soil up over the potato plants, you don't really want loads of lumps. So I'm just going to break it down a little bit. Like that. So this is really hot work today. And then when I've got sort of nice sort of fine soil, what I need to do is I'm going to draw that up over the potatoes. So I'll do that like that. Okay. And you know, the foliage on the potatoes is quite hardy, and it's going to withstand it, the soil coming over it. Lisa, hello Lisa, nice to hear from you. Hope you're having a nice afternoon. So I'm going to draw the soil over potatoes here. And what I do, I'd go along the whole row, but I'm not going to do that now because I haven't got time. And then say on the other side, you're just going to do exactly the same thing, bring the soil up. So this is what we call earthing up our potatoes. So it's just basically drawing the soil up over the foliage, and to keep the potatoes under the ground so they don't go green. So there's obviously a lot more to do here than this little bit, but I think I'll leave that for another day. Yeah, what I'll do is I'm going to put my rake down safely. I'm just going to put my fork back up because it just fell over. I'll be back in a sec. Right, hello, I'm back. Okay, Lisa saying wave. Oh, hi Lisa, nice to see you. Okay, so we have got, I'll just show you some potatoes I earthed up a little bit earlier today. So here's the ones I just did. See, so the sun is very bright today, and I'm really struggling to see my screen. So I hope this is coming out all okay. And if you look over here, we've got a nice row of potatoes that have been earthed up, and then we'll do that with all our potatoes here. So potatoes are a really good crop to grow, especially if you're just taking on a vegetable plot. They're very good. They kind of break up the ground quite a bit, and obviously they're, everybody, well, most people eat potatoes, so it's always something you might like. And I could just step back, give you a better view of the veg plot. So some of you might not be familiar with it. There you see if you notice, and you will see a few weeds, but our sort of vegetable plot's got like a brick path, and then it's separated up into separate beds. Now that does really help with sort of maintenance. You know, if you've got, you can work from paths, you can hoe from each side, so that makes it a lot better. You don't get some muddy feet, you stop, you know, damaging the soil structure and all that. Obviously at home, having brick paths is probably not such a sort of viable option, but you might want to use, you could just have grass paths, but they tend to be quite hard to maintain, or you might want to have sort of a wooden edging and with a sort of a gravel or bark topping can be quite nice. I think bark looks nice actually, and then it's not too permanent if you want to redesign your garden or allotment there. So lovely potatoes. What we're going to do, I'm going to show you something. We've got some lovely ball beans that are growing and they're ready to harvest now, and we'll see them over here amongst the poppies and the groundsel and all the other things we've got growing at the moment. And over here we have some lovely, oh, if we find them, ball beans. There you are, that's a lovely ball bean. So I think I'm going to pick this one. I'm just going to try and turn the camera around so you can see what I'm doing. Hello, I'm back again, my silly hat. Oops, I don't think. Oh, alright, if you see the ball beans here. Yeah, can you see that? I'll just move the camera over a little bit. Do say hello if you're watching. It's always nice to see who's popping in the afternoon. There we go, just twist it around and you've got a nice ball bean there. The ones that are ready to harvest, you'll feel the nice big beans in there. If I open this up, you'll see lovely, that is a really nice ball bean there. And sometimes as they get a bit older, what happens, they get kind of a black bit on there and then they kind of go a little bit more bitter. But if you get them early, they're so much nicer. And you can freeze these. What I do at home, I just take them out the pod, and then I just put these straight in the freezer like this in a box, and I give it a rattle around when I first put them in so they don't all stick together. And then I can just take ball beans out as I want them for a curry or anything. Yeah. Some people find them a bit bitter. There is actually a seed coat on here, and if you actually take the seed coat off, you'll come up with a slightly, so you've got the seed coat there and you'll come up with this sort of middle part of the bean, and that's a lot tastier, and that's really nice to add to salads and things. So that's if you find them a little bit bitter, but if you get them young, they're really nice. Yeah. And I would normally eat this, but hi Georgia, make sure you stay cool. I'm struggling to stay cool at the moment. I'll probably drink a pint of water after this. Hi Andy. Yeah, but that's really nice. I would eat it, but obviously I've got make sure I wash hands and anything before I even contemplate eating that at the moment. But they're really nice, and so we've got lots of ball beans here. They are a little bit susceptible to black fly, and you might be able to see the black fly there. I don't know, it's not very nice, and it's a bit of a problem with ball beans. They say plant them in the autumn because that kind of it says you get them ahead before the black fly get to them, but these were planted in the autumn and we still got the black flies. They say pinch the tops out, and we tend to do that sometimes and it still doesn't work. So, but the main thing is we're getting beans anyway, so it's just let nature do its thing sometimes. Alright, okay. So we will go and see the chickens at the end today, because I know everyone loves seeing the chickens. Yeah. If anyone's got any questions about vegetable growing, then do let me know. I know some of you might not have gardens, but a good thing to get is an allotment, and they're very cheap to rent for the year. If you contact your local council, whether it's at Southend or say Rochford, and they'll give you sort of information. I'm not sure if there's waiting lists for the ones in hi Maria. ones in Southend, but I don't think there's a waiting list in Rochford area. So, but that is a good thing if you want to get out there and get growing, and you can get yourself like half an allotment, so it's not too daunting. All right, I'm just going to turn the screen round. So back on the side, there's the lovely bulbines. I say bulbines are quite good because at this time of the year it's before everything else has really got going, and there's something you can harvest now. It's really good, and they're one of those things you get to like, I think, the more you have them. Right. Oh, Georgia has a question. What is your number one type for I'm looking to start number one? I'd say probably something like I think you meant number one tip, don't you, Georgia? That's all right, I sussed that out now. I think the first thing is to grow what you like growing. And things like potatoes, you might have seen us the other week, and we grew some potatoes in tyres. So if you haven't got much space, you can do them in a big grow bag or something, and just grow things you like, and things like radishes are quite quick to grow. Yeah, so if you want, instant results, I know, especially if you've got children, can't really wait for things to grow sometimes. Things like that, radishes are good, spring onions. And what I could do now is just say we've got a raised bed here, and that's if you, I have been busy, Lisa, but I've got a lot more to do. Raised beds are quite a good option. Obviously we use them quite a bit here because if people struggling with bending and things and got more sort of physical needs, they're quite a good option. And you can sit on them as well. They're quite nice to sit down and sit on the edge, and you can work, and you can can work away on the soil, while you're actually sitting down. And say if you've got children or pets, animals, and raised beds can be quite good because you're protecting your crops a little bit. So we've got lots of raised beds. So even if you've got a small little patio or yard area, you can set up a raised bed. So people are really interested in vegetable growing. We've got the South East Essex Organic Gardeners that run locally. They actually hold their meetings here. Not when we're in coronavirus times, and on Monday evenings every other month, and that's a good way to learn about vegetable growing. Okay, what I've got here, so I'm going to try and plant up our raised bed here. So what I've done, this has had organic matter added to it, so that's stuff from our compost and things, and I've given it a nice sort of weed. And I'm going to think, we haven't really got much to plant out at the moment because it's not been normal times, has it? But so I've given it a good sort of weed over, levelled it out. But I've got some sort of kale plants, if you look there, which I thought might be quite nice to plant these out. Yeah, they're not the biggest plants I've ever seen, and they've been a bit susceptible to the old aphids, but I thought they might be better out here than in the polytunnel. So I'm going to plant that in the middle of the bed, and then we've got another one here, so they need to go about sort of 60 centimetres apart. So I'm going to put another one down about here. All right, and I've got another one, so I think in this bed I can fit about sort of three plants there. Yeah, and I'm just going to set the camera up a little bit better so you can see what I'm doing. Right, oops. Let's just sit you down. Alright, okay, can you see the bed there okay? Yeah? So I've got to put my 3 kale plants in there. Yeah, the kale kind of got quite a long season, so it's been, the seeds were sown on sort of the 19th of March, and now we're sort of towards the end of May, and they won't be ready to harvest the sort of leaves until about September time, and they're a crop that keeps going through the winter, so they're a good thing to plant out, but they're not for an instant result. So we're going to plant some of those, but as they're a bit susceptible to the old flies and stuff, we're going to maybe do what we call some companion planting. And also because they take quite a little while to grow, Hi Tracy. We're going to sort of what we do call intercropping. We're going to plant something else out in between. So I found some lettuce plants in the polytunnel. Again, they're not the best looking plants, but we're making do with what we got today. So I'm just going to put a few of these in, I think. I'm not very good at garden design. I know Tracy's better at the design side of things. I tend to just chuck things out and hope for the best, but I think there's no right or wrong way though with how you plant things. So I put a few lettuce plants in, and then we've got some French marigolds here. So these are quite good for sort of attracting pollinators and things. So I'm going to plant out a few of these as well. I'll pop that in. A bit of a random thing here. Don't know where to put them. Where should I put them? At each end. Like that. Yeah. So they're going to sort of attract the pollinators and stuff, and so this will be a while before these kale get a little bit bigger. And so what we're going to do is to plant the so I did water these this morning, so before you plant out, always kind of try and give them a good soak. So they're not the biggest plants on the earth, but you know, if we had bigger ones we put them out. So when you do your plant, I think you can you see that? Yeah. Make a hole with the bottom of the pot so you know where your pot's going. And what I do, get myself a little trowel and then dig a hole roughly sort of the size of the pot. Hi Georgia. Are you all cool at home, everyone? Because I'm really hot and sticky here. I hope you are. Probably you're all in your nice shady parts of your houses, or and I've just put the pot in there to see if it's deep enough. If it's not, I just make the hole a little bit bigger again. We've got seashells in here. I think this goes from very, very long time ago when we used to have sort of lots of seashells as kind of mulch. I think they actually have paths where we've got brick paths. We used to have shell paths. So very South End life, isn't it? Seashells and the vegetable garden. So I think the hole is big enough. So if you've got your plants, and this is a very small plant, but you find sometimes you get quite a leggy sort of stem, and then you get the first leaves, and you can actually plant them right up to where the first leaves are, so it gives them a bit more support. So I'm going to plant that now. Take my gloves off because it's quite awkward doing it without, and then I'll put my hand either side of that to support the plant. So I take it out, give it a bit of a tap, and it goes in. There. I will be washing my hands immediately after all this. Can you hear all the sirens and things going past? It's so noisy. And then just bring the soil over like that. And that's all nice and planted up. Yeah? And then what you need to do is to give that a little water. Now I'm obviously not going to plant all these now because that's going to take me quite a time. So we'll just do another one. We'll just do a marigold. This is it's a French marigold, and it's bonita mix. So this would be nice colours on that. And so it's not just about attracting pollinators and things. It's about things looking nice, really, because you want to enjoy what you're doing and have, you know. Sometimes vegetable plants don't look as exciting as flowers, so it's nice to mix up your flowers, you know, with your veggies. So I'll put this one in here. Make a little hole where it's going to go. Hello out there, everyone. So it was a really, really nice sort of bank holiday Monday, wasn't it? Really nice weather. Oh, a little bit deeper. Go and support it like that. It doesn't come out immediately. Sometimes they're pot bound, they don't really come out that easily. Tap it, squeeze it, tap it, and it will come out. Like that. So the sun's gone in now, but it's still very, very warm. Pop that in like that. It's a nice so these are plastic pots, but we'll reuse these. What we do, we wash these, pot washing system, and we'll reuse these again for sowing seeds or potting up. So when I get a few moments, I'll sort of finish off planting the rest of this. With the ones I have done, what I need to do is give those a little bit of a water. So I'm going to do that now, because it is very, very warm today. So I've got my watering can right behind me. So give them a good soak. And I've got some other, we've planted sort of French marigold here, but I've got some other plants that are quite good as sort of companion planting, and I'm just going to show you those. Hi Lisa, I wish I was there with you. Well, I wish you were all here with me actually, because you could help me out with this planting, and it's, you know, and with the watering and things. So hopefully we'll all be back together soon, and what's really good is we can say hello to each other via sort of Trust Link Live. So that's thank you to everyone who's got that up and running for us. So here, and this will particularly I think interest Lisa, these sort of poached eggplants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant some of these out amongst the sort of lettuce and the kale, and these are quite an interesting plant. They're called poached eggplant because they're white plants with a yellow centre, so just like a poached eggplant. I think some people call them fried eggplants, which is a bit nice to say. And these are very good for attracting hoverflies, and hoverflies will eat the aphids, and they're the things that will affect our kale and our lettuce and stuff, so it's really beneficial to put these out. These are quite low growing, and this will be a nice sort of say yellow and white flower on those later in the season. Okay, so this is so I'll finish this up after I finish with you guys, and I think has anyone got any questions about that? Or okay, just step back, just flip the camera around, and just a look back. So you can get really quite creative with this, you know, with planting out. If you've got, you know, things like, you know, green leaves and nice flowers, it's nice to get creative if you've got a creative mind. But say at the end of the day, sometimes it's just getting things out and getting them on, setting them on their way. Okay, well I know some of you would like to go and see the chickens, so we're going to go and have a look at those now. Let's just look back over the vegetable plot there for you. So there's lots we can always do on the vegetable plot, and you know, if you do take an allotment, I mean, I can assure you, you'll never be looking for something to do. Looking good, I can't wait to see everything grow, and I think we could do with a lot of rain, because I don't think we've had any heavy rain for about, I think 3 or 4 weeks now. So all us gardeners are sort of wishing for rain, and it would help us pull out the weeds a bit easier with a bit of rain. So we're going to say there's the chickens over there. Oh, and it's a lot cooler over here in the shade. So I'm going to get their favourite mealworms for them, because I know they like those. The mealworms. Oh, they know I'm coming. getting all excited, aren't they? Hi, Susan. And that's because they know I've got some mealworms for them. Oh, right, okay. I won't keep them waiting any longer. I'm going to go in through the door. Oh, mind out, chickens. Oh, mind out, chickens. Oh, excuse the camera action there. You thought I'd have worked out how to open this door by now without moving the camera around. Okay, there we go. Oh, I think someone's moved my wooden seat, so I'm going to just roll the big log out of the way. Oh no, the chicken's gone up on the seat now. Oh well, that's fine. If I stand up over here, and I'm going to try, hopefully get a good view of the chickens. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to put some on the log for them. I think I'll just let you watch the chickens a little bit. Hello. That's it. Turkey's getting some mealworms now. I was a bit worried about Turkey there. This is this one here, or Pebbles as some people call her. But yeah, she's she waits till everybody else gets theirs, and then she helps herself. Oh, Turkey, some more for you. Yeah, we definitely have a pecking order, I think. To say Turkey's getting very old now. We think it's about sort of 6. Well, she must be 6 years old, so that's quite a good age for a little chicken, isn't it? Oh. 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 I've been attacked there by the chickens. Oh, they make me laugh. You think we don't feed them by look at this, but I can assure you we do. Well, I think it's sort of time to bring this to a close now. So it's I hope it's been useful for you. And to say with vegetable growing, there's so much we could look at and have a look at. But, so I'm going to say goodbye now, and so nice being with you this afternoon, and hope you have a good week. And so it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from the chickens. There you go. Oh, there we go. There's the chickens. Goodbye. Bye.